Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial I'm just going to show you how to make this really cute tasseled macrame plant hanger. It's also a really great way to use up some of those scrap cords, so I hope you enjoy it. So I have 8 lots of 140cm lengths of cord. I have 1 lot of 40cm lengths of cord, and you'll need 2 lots of these. I forgot to show the other one, but it's 2 lots of 30cm, 1 lot of 25cm lengths of cord, and then you'll need 23 lots of 12cm cord tassels. So I'm just using scrap cords, which is why they're all different lengths. Some scissors, a comb, 12cm wooden dowel, or you could use a branch if you wanted, a tape measure. So let's get started. To start off with, I'm grabbing my wooden dowel and I'm just going to place it on these hooks like this, and I'm grabbing my 8 lots of 140cm lengths of cord, and we're going to attach these using a lark's head knot. So I'm just taking one cord and I'm splitting it in half. Then we're going to take the midway point over the dowel like this, and then we're just going to pass those 2 cords through the loop there, and then just pull that to the top to tighten it. And that's a lark's head knot, so it's a super simple knot. And we're going to just attach the rest of the cords using that lark's head knot. Just like this. You've got an equal amount of distance on either side. So now we're going to take the first 4 cords and create a square knot. So I'm going to take the cord on the right over the middle 2 like this. And that first cord on the left will go in front of that one, behind the middle 2 and through this loop here. And then just pull that to the top. And then we're going to take the first cord over the middle 2 and behind the 4th. And the 4th will go in front of that one, behind the middle 2 and through this loop here. And then just pull that to the top. And that is a square knot. So now we're just going to repeat this using up all the cords going along the dowel. So now we can create an alternating row of square knots. So we're going to leave out the first 2 cords and grab the next 4. So it will be 2 cords from 2 square knots in that first row. And create a square knot. So keep doing this and make sure to leave out the last 2 cords. So now we can create another alternating row. So we're going to leave out the first 4 cords now, and then create 2 square knots on this row. And then we're going to take 2 cords from the last 2 square knots on that row to create 1 more square knot in the middle, so it creates this nice triangle shape. So now we're going to create a row of double clove hitch knots. I'm taking this first cord on the left and angling it down towards the right, and take the next cord, so the second cord, going to bring that up over like this behind, and then it's going to come through this loop here, and then just pull that to the top to tighten it, and repeat once more on the exact same cord, so up, over, behind and through the loop. So that's a double clove hitch knot. So now we're going to take the next cord and repeat the exact same until we hit the middle cord of that last square knot. So now it's time to do it on the other side. So we're going to take that last cord, angle it down towards the left, bring the next cord up, over, behind and through, making sure to repeat it twice with each cord. And then just continue this until you hit that middle cord of the last square knot. And now it's time to join the 2 sides together. I'm going to do a double clove hitch knot going towards the right, but you could do one going towards the left if you wanted. Just like this. So now we're going to grab our 25cm length of cord. I'm leaving about a 2cm gap in between. So first off, we're going to take this first cord, we're going to bring it from behind up and over like this towards the right. It's very difficult to show this part, so I'm really sorry, but I hope you can understand. So then I'm going to bring that cord up over to form this loop here. And then from behind it's going to come through the loop. Just like that. So you can see it's very far away from that row, so I'm just going to pull and loosen the knot and then tighten it so it sits about 2 centimeters away from that row of double clove hitch knots. So now we can just continue going down using this 25cm length of cord, creating rows of double clove hitch knots. And when we get to the middle, we're just going to then angle it up towards the right and complete a row, so it mirrors that triangular shape from that last row. So your cord will be a lot shorter than this, so you won't have to cut off as much as mine. And then I'm just going to comb out the end bits, just spray them and make them look nice and fluffy. So now it's time to add our scrap cord. So I'm just going to grab one scrap cord of the 12cm length. We're going to use these first two cords on the left. So I'm putting the cord over the two cords like this, and from the left I'm going to come round one of the cords and through the middle like this. And then on the right I'm going to do the exact same. So I'm pushing it behind the second cord like this, and we're going to come through the middle. Just like that. And you can just pull that to the top, and that is one tassel attached. So now we're going to go ahead and use the next two cords and one more scrap cord, just like this, and create it in the exact same way. It goes from behind and through the middle, and then this side will go behind the second cord and then through the middle. So just keep doing that until you've used up all the cords in this first row, going across using two cords at a time. And now, like the square knots, we're going to create an alternating row. So we're going to leave out this first cord on the left, and we're going to grab the next two cords, and we're just going to attach them in the exact same way. Sorry, it's so difficult to show you with all the tassels getting in the way, but I really hope you can understand how I'm trying to describe it. It's a bit difficult to describe, so I hope you can understand. And then just keep doing this until you have used up all the cords on that row. And now for our third and final row, we're going to do the exact same as the first row. So we're going to include that first cord now, and then just go ahead and use up all the cords on this, and you should use up all your scrap cords too. So they're all attached now. So now I'm just going to grab my comb, and this is optional, but I'm going to comb mine out. I like to create that really, really fluffy texture. So I'm going to continue doing that until I've combed them all out like this. So now I'm flipping it round, and we're going to weave a cord underneath it to stop them from coming undone. I'm grabbing one 30cm length of cord here. I'm just going to tie it in a knot around that first cord on the left. Now optional are jewellery pliers here just to help you weave them through, but you can use your fingers. So if you've never done a weave before, you're just going to want to grab this cord. You're going to pull it over and under each cord. So one cord you would go under, and then the next cord you will weave it over it. So just continue doing this until you get to the other side. Just like this, and when you get to the other side, just push it all up like I just done, and then you're going to wrap the cord around the end cord like this, and then you're going to do the opposite to your first row. So if you ended on weaving it over, you're going to start weaving it under. So each cord will be the opposite to what the first row was, and then when you get to the end, you can just tie it around that first cord in a knot again just to secure it. So this will just really help the cords from the tassels to stop sliding down and coming undone. This will help push them together to keep them nice and tight. So now I'm just going to comb out my tassels one last final time and grab my scissors and give them a nice trim. So I'm going to mirror that triangle shape that we created with the square knots as best as I can anyway. Just like this. So now I'm grabbing my tape measure, and I'm going to flick the tassels up, and then from the end here I'm going to measure about 12cm down and create a square knot using the 4 cords on the left. So this is going to be the part where your plant will sit. Create 3 more square knots going across the whole length at the exact same height as that first one. And now we're going to create an alternating row, so leave out the first and last 2 cords and create 3 square knots about 4 or 5 centimeters down from this first row. And now with the end 2 cords, we're just going to hold them in our hands like this, and then we're flipping them around. So the two outer cords will now be the two middle cords, and create a square knot at the exact same height as that second row, just like this. So now we can go ahead and just flip the plant hanger around so we can create our wrapping knot, and the bump of the knot will be at the back and it won't be visible. So now I'm going to go ahead and just grab the bottom like this, and I'm spacing it about the same distance apart from the two rows of square knots. And I'm grabbing my other 30cm length of cord, and we're going to create a wrapping knot. So I'm leaving this small tail at the top and I'm creating this loop at the bottom. Then we're going to wrap this longer cord around all the cords, just like this. So I've still got my small tail and the loop like this. And just keep wrapping until you've done about 4 or 5 wraps. And then we're going to take the long tail and we're going to pass it through the loop. And then you can just gently hold that in place, pull on the small tail at the top, and the loop should start to close and it will hold that cord in place. So pull it until it's about halfway through your knot. And then you can just snip off the excess cords. And now it's just time to trim our plant hanger. So I'm trimming mine to about 12cm long. It's up to you if you want to do that. And lastly, we're just going to take our 40cm length of cord and attach it using a double knot on either side of the wooden dowel. And then I'm just snipping off the excess cords from that. And our plant hanger is complete, so now you can just go ahead and grab a cute little plant and put it in and enjoy your nice handmade macrame plant hanger. I really love the added effect of the fluffy tassels in that V shape. I really think it adds a nice contrast to the square knots. So if you do recreate this, please be sure to tag me on Instagram at LunaCraftOnline, because I'd really love to see it and share it. And of course you can make the tassels in any colour that you would like. I've made them in blues and pastel pinks before and they look really pretty. And if you fancy checking out any of my other plant hanger tutorials, I'll have a playlist linked here in the iCards for you. I have loads available. And if you have any tutorials that you would like to see or any video requests, please leave them in the comments below, because I'm always looking for more inspiration. And if you could subscribe, like or comment, that'd really help me out and I'd really appreciate it. And thank you again for all your support. And I hope you have a lovely week. Bye!